a chair, crack open a beer. It's time for the crime news with Shefsky.
And me.
You gotta say your whole name.
Chelsea Mee. Oh, I'm Bond now.
That's right. That's what you said. Me. Chelsea Mee.
Chelsea Mee.
Do you have a t-shirt that says it's all about me, but spelled with your last name?
I'm not even kidding. When I got my first car, my mother.
Hey, dude, what are you doing talking right now? This is the intro to the show. Guys, this is crime news. Let me do a couple ad reads for you. Do you ever have a relative that dies and you're like, what the hell am I going to do with all these freaking ashes, dude? They're just sitting in a urn. It's like the urn doesn't even earn its keep up on my mantle. What am I going to do? I'll tell you what you guys do. You call or you email Dee at A Piece That Remains. And what Dee is going to do, she's going to take those ashes. She's going to mix them in with cheap paint from Home Depot. No, she's going to mix them in with great Liquitex paint or golden paint. And she's going to smear them on a canvas. And she's going to trip out. She's going to do a bunch of acid.
Is this sold on Etsy?
I don't know where Dee sells it besides at her website. That's a great point. A Piece That Remains, a PEACE that remains.com. Or you can spell it. Okay, it is peaceful. You're putting this ad read to rest. Guys, hit up Dee. She's one of the best. Tell her Shefsky sent you. She loves me. We need to get her some cash. She needs to move out of the Aaron Brockovich town she lives in. The water is brown. Our other ad read is from
Remains.
That's the song. Yeah. Now a piece remains. That's
a hit.
That's right. Well, James Hetfield makes everything a hit when he sings. Our other ad read is from an insurance company called C3 Risk and Insurance Services. Guys, sometimes your guest, Richard Slayton, actually, is he a guest? He's practically a guest on this show now. He's not even a co-host. He's a freaking guest.
Who is that?
Slayton. And Slayton he booked a gig tonight. So he's like doing announcing of some sort of like UFC kind of thing.
He's one of those who books.
Yeah, he books. Right. Slayton books.
Is he going to start teaching or?
He's going to start teaching because he books. He's going to teach commercial acting classes.
He's a booker.
He's a closer. Booker. He's going to go from Toyota Prius to 2016 used but slightly used Toyota
Audi.
Camry. No, he's probably Camry. No, he's not going to get an Audi.
It's not okay.
He doesn't have.
He's booking, but like not that.
He doesn't have Chris Pratt looks.
Got it.
He has the uber poor man's Chris Pratt looks. Okay, so he's gonna. But he's doing well. He's busy. He's doing well. He loves you guys, and we love him. So that's why we're not going to let him be on this episode. Our next ad read is not even an ad read. I just wanted to say I got my shoes repaired at Milano Shoe Repair in Pasadena.
Sounds Italian.
Well, I'm not sure what nationality. I think they're Latino. The shoe guys it was Art and Willie. And Willie, like, I had these boots. I had these knee issues. If you're a crime listener, you know Shefsky's always in pain. His knees always hurt. His back always hurts. So what does that cause me to do? It causes me to research ways to get out of pain.
And take Advil.
And I don't take a lot of drugs. I really don't. What I do is I research how to do physical therapy stuff at home.
Word.
And I freaking wear the kind of shoes that the guy in Germany that has the blog, I wear the shoes. He tells me what shoes to wear. Martin Coben. He's like, wear these shoes. They're good for your knees. And he says to wear flat shoes like Converse or minimalist shoes like 5-finger shoes or whatever.
Wear flat shoes.
Flat shoes. I wear Converse are great anyway, so I already wore them. Yeah. But don't wear like Nikes with big old heels. Don't wear boots with big old heels. But I love boots. So I was like, dude, I got these boots, these badass black leather boots, but the heel, it's got a heel lift, and that's not good for your motherfucking knees. So I was like, dude, what if I take them to a shoe cobbler?
Yeah.
Making my mouth water. I'm thinking of peach cobbler. Take it to a shoe cobbler and have him put a flat sole on the bottom. And dude, look what they did.
Oh, are you wearing them now? Look what they did.
And they're so comfy.
Dude, they're legitimately
so
flat.
And they shined them up, so my boots are like brand new too. They're broken in, but
are those some docks?
They're like Rockports.
Wow,
but yeah,
that's fancy.
They're so comfy. But yeah, you guys can get some flat soles on your shoes. Go to Milano; they will hook it up. They hooked me up. I told them I was like, I'm giving you guys an ad read.
You can't even tell those were altered.
Huh?
You can't even tell those were altered.
Yeah,
they look like you bought them that way.
Well, these are hand done by a human being that got paid a fair wage, so it's even better than buying them from the store.
They were altered with love.
This wasn't a tiny little kid in China that was being forced into making my shoes. This was an adult that made the decision to learn the craft. He loves what he's doing, and he hooked it up. So go see Willie, go see Art, go see Irma, go to Milano Shoes. They are Milano Shoes, and get some Milano cookies too. They're delicious.
Oh yeah.
No affiliation, huh?
Hey.
Today's episode of Crime News has been brought to you by those ad sponsors. Let me tell you about the stories. We're going to do a story about a man.
I want to start off by saying thank you for pulling me away from my word search. Puzzle.
This is crime search. This is much better than word search.
Right. I was stuck on the word hazard, so maybe that was some foreshadowing.
Right?
I know.
I know. Look, you notice how I haven't taken my leg off the desk?
It's still
I'm
there.
in a podcast like this.
Thank you, Milanos.
This is worse than man spreading. I'm like
straight up.
I'm
And
like
now you're
frozen.
mansplaining how you're manspreading.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Hey, man. I thought it was like a Big Lebowski thing when people said mansplaining. I was like, is
Hey,
that like a
man.
Lebowski riff? They're like, no, you Nazi white straight dude. And I was like, I'm a Jew. Well, you are straight and white.
I am a Jew. Oh, also, is this the episode that comes after Grandma Flo?
Yes, this
That's
has
a
come after Grandma
lot
Flo.
of pressure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, are you gonna be able to hold up after Grandma?
Can we
after Grandma Flo?
reschedule?
You try to leave mid-episode like this isn't the perfect episode. Well, go do a fucking miracle morning, meditate, and come back here and kick
I have
ass.
to go blow out candles or something.
Dude, you let
All
the
right,
candles
let's hear some
burn.
crime.
So let me let the listeners know what's going to happen. So we're going to have there's an episode, or there's a story about a drunk man that throws 2 cellos and a violin off of a train. There is an article about a high on embalming fluid man that led cops on a chase with his kids in the car. Do you guys like stories about the DC mayors that veto bills decriminalizing fare evasion on Metro? I don't either. I don't even know what that means, but this is your episode. If that's what you guys like, let's get into it, folks.
My jaw is dropped.
I'm John Shefsky. This is Crime News.
Crime!
I got a new co-host. You're the new Slayton. It's super easy. All you have to do is let me riff and you do the research and come up with the stories. It takes about 10 hours, maybe 12 hours a week. And I'll just riff on them and you're in. So.
Oh, shit. On top of the candles, I have to go do dishes.
You're
now.
trying to leave right now? Slayton doesn't leave when he has to do the work.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Sit down, bitch.
I'm lazy.
Man arrested on suspicion of flooding airport floor, causing $70,000 worth of damage.
Hold on. Can you read the headline again?
Man arrested on suspicion of flooding airport floor, causing $70,000 worth of damage.
He flooded the airport floor?
Yeah, and
What a
even
guy.
worse in the worst Glendale, the Glendale of Arizona.
That's a task.
We've got the good Glendale here. I bet they don't have nearly as good of food in their Glendale.
Arizona has tunnels too.
We have more white Mercedes,
Yeah.
more white BMWs. Mm-hmm. We have better shawarma.
They have more golf courses, I think.
So that's the one that you would choose.
Arizona?
Yeah. And they probably have, we have some pretty mountains behind us, but Arizona
Yeah.
probably has some prettier mountains. But
They've got some cool skies.
But you feel like you led a bad life and are burning in hell during the summertime if you're walking around there. So.
That is the truest thing I've heard today.
A man was arrested on suspicion of flooding the first floor of the Glendale Municipal Airport in Glendale, Arizona, Friday. Timothy Tan Guan. That's 3 names for one guy. 23.
3 first names.
I love how they call him a man. He was 23. Do you think of a 23-year-old as a man? I'm 30.
No.
I'm 31 right now.
I think
And
of him as like saying the word lit and fire. And that doesn't sound like a man.
I like how you let me say I'm 31 too. Timothy Tan Guan, 23, is said to be responsible for $70,000 worth of damage to the airport, court reports. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him as a man. He's 23. That's a little kid. I'm not saying that he can't be held responsible, but say like a 23-year-old dude.
No, yeah, he's still on his parents' health insurance for sure.
Oh, for shizzle man, it's in Arizona though, so I don't think they have health insurance. Arizona, they're like, go to the reservation and ask them to do a spirit dance around you.
How?
Do you want me to charge you for this because my credit card machine is broken?
Yeah.
That
Have
was
some ayahuasca.
That actually might cure him. I don't know. I've never done it myself, but I've
neither.
read a few books about it. Glendale police say the airport security cameras clearly show Guan using a hammer to break windows. Okay, now you're acting like a crazy man. Guan.
He's just running around the airport breaking windows?
Dragging a hose into the airport and turning on the water. Okay, this is in
Is this
Arizona.
on bath salts?
I was just going to say, this is in Arizona. He's 23.
Oh,
he
he's
used
on
a
meth.
hammer. He's putting a hose up to an airport, which seems to have no practical... He's methed out of his mind.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, dude, that's pretty messed up. The airport houses a flight school for training future pilots and is equipped with flight simulators. After the incident Friday, the terminal and all the programs inside were shut down for 24 hours to let the interior dry.
I know how this movie ends. He was pissed off that he flunked out of air pilot school.
Is that what it's called?
So
Pilot school?
He went and got, soothed by some meth and said, you know what? Fuck this airport. Just break everything. I'm going to flood it. And then he gets arrested, and that's how the story ends.
You know what there's not enough of in Glendale, Arizona? Lakes and airports combined. There's
it's
a lake.
too freaking hot.
There's an airport, but they're not combined.
I want to go swimming.
I don't know how a tweaker talks. There's lakes and airports combined. No.
He's probably just
While they're like chewing on something, like their hand.
Well, meth people don't have teeth, right?
They do, but like it depends what like phase of them. You've seen the different phases of meth, right? On Sunday, Guan returned to the airport and was seen manipulating the water spigot by an employee who recognized Guan from the security footage, according to reports. The employee called the police and gave the license plate number of Guan's vehicle. An investigation into the license plate number showed that Guan was previously arrested November 7th by Goodyear police. I don't even know what that means. Is that a place in Arizona, or does the tire company?
Tires?
The tire company has their own police department. It's like Disneyland.
They got their own blimp and everything.
Like if you go to the Goodyear plant, like there's an underground like thing like Disneyland, like no, that's just the top. This is where the real magic happens.
Welcome to training.
That's right. We have our own police. Would you like to buy some Goodyear dollars, sir?
Yeah.
Goodyear police with the same vehicle. He had been charged for egging 24 vehicles. Look, okay, this is a child. He's doing child stuff. I hope they don't put this guy away forever. I hope they just like.
I think he's mad at the world.
Give him a public spanking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The airport surrounding businesses had been experiencing damage since early November. The vandalism starting out as an egging of structures, but escalated to broken windows, court reports say. Wow. So egging's like the...
He sounds angry.
It's like the entry level, like, it's a gateway drug of like vandalism. Like you start off egging, but then you start breaking things that are sharp.
And filling things with water.
And filling things that shouldn't be filled with water.
What happens
Fill
next?
a bathtub. Fill a sink.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like a blow up pool.
Don't fill a municipal airport in Glendale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That sounds like a lot of work.
You feeling me? Are you feeling me?
Sounds like a lot.
But you're not feeling me.
It's
you know
a
what
task.
I mean? You're not. Are you feeling? Are you felon? Are you a felon?
I fear you.
Are you?
But that is a commitment.
I'm sorry. Are you Jimmy Fallon? Oh my God. This is so crazy to meet you. Glendale police found Guan's residence and surveyed it. As Guan got into the same car seen at the airport, police followed him to a business near Camelback Road. I wonder if they have good water bags there. Speaking of, he's like, couldn't you just use the hose to fill up a few Camelbacks and go on a nice little mountain bike ride, Guan? At 99th Avenue, Wayne Gretzky's number? What a shame. You dishonored Wayne Gretzky and Camelback, where he was arrested. During the search for Guan's vehicle, police found 600 eggs in the trunk. Wow, he's got a Costco membership, that's for sure.
Hey.
The report stated, police recommended Guan be charged with criminal damage exceeding $10,000 and aggravated criminal damage. Court reports show Guan will appear in court January 11th. That means he's already appeared in court.
He's already been there.
And I got to tell you guys, here's the follow-up story. He's already been executed. That's how Glendale works. That is how Glendale, Arizona works.
I called it.
Glendale, Arizona, you should have called the governor and spared that man his life. Our next story comes to you from another area. I'm not sure where yet until I read the story. Drunk man throws 2 cellos and a viola off a train. It's every musician's worst nightmare.
Do those windows even open?
Apparently, Chelsea, are you saying that Guan from Glendale, Arizona went on this train and knocked the windows out for this criminal with his hammer?
For sure.
Guan was like, dude, trust me.
It was part of the mission.
I got this. He's like, can I put a hose through it? Guy's like, I got a better
experience.
one. I'm going to put a cello through it. And then Guan's like, can I put a hose into the center of the cello and fill it up with water?
Oh, so he broke the windows and then chucked him out.
We made that whole part up. Our listeners deserve the truth.
All right, let's hear the truth. And nothing but the truth.
But Chelsea,
so help you God.
Can they handle the truth?
You never know.
Did you guys like my Jack Nicholson impression?
Just give it to him.
Do you think I make a good Jack Nicholson?
Yeah.
You guys, can you guys handle the truth? Is that how it goes? And then Tom Cruise? No, they can't. Wait.
You gotta at least like make your face
Tom Cruise
part of the impression.
What's the Tom Cruise face? Hey,
I'm a Scientologist. I don't know.
Why'd you have to bring his race into this? It's every musician's worst nightmare to have their instruments damaged while traveling, but these poor passengers had to watch theirs get destroyed. When passengers boarded the regional express with Buchan to Hamburg last week, this happened in Germany.
Oh, Germany, they're all mad.
Germany, little did they know that the horror that would await them. Yeah?
Yeah, they're mad all the time.
Usually a scenic and enjoyable journey, this trip suddenly took a turn for the worst when a drunk man pulled out a knife and began throwing people's luggage onto the track. Come on, that's kind of funny. As long as it wasn't like your laptop with your novel written in it, that's pretty funny.
And then an American came in and said, Buongiorno, arrivederci.
Hey, before we all au revoir our way out of here.
Au revoir.
And before we au revoir our way off this German train, which has no speed limit, because anything that moves in Germany can move with no speed limit.
I'm going to say, fuck your musical talents and get away.
That's right. This is the Autobahn, not the Autobahn. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. As well as launching another person's bicycle off the train. All right, that's where I draw the motherfucking line. And how nice was the bike? Was it just like a cruiser, or was this someone's like sweet Pinarello road bike?
Like they customized the heck out of it.
Was this an e-bike? Was this an electric mountain bike that someone
Matte
spent $25,000 for?
Yeah, you
Matt
never
Black.
know.
You know bikes. Oh, Matt Black. You mean it's a modern, expensive, overpriced bike? Yes, carbon fiber. Well, 36-year-old perpetrator. See, now there's a man, right?
36.
Say that this guy's a man.
That's Roy's
He's 36. Yeah, and Roy's a man.
He's a man.
He's a Canadian man.
He's a Canadian man, eh?
As well as launching another person's bicycle off the train, the 36-year-old perpetrator also destroyed 2 cellos and a viola. Despite security being alerted, the string instruments could not be removed or recovered. It comes to no surprise, given that the German train was traveling at an average speed of 70 to 90 kilometers, which is like 500 miles an hour in American.
Is it?
No.
I don't know. I don't know the conversion rate.
70 to 90 kilometers an hour, I'm thinking is like 55 to 70.
That sounds right.
75-ish miles an hour. After being arrested, the man was stopped in his tracks and charged with damages amounting to 14,000 euros, which is like 17,000 USD. When asked why he decided to threaten the 25 other passengers and crew with a knife, he simply replied, because I am.
Wow.
Or because I can. But how would you say that as a German? Because I can.
Because I
Because
can.
I can? Yeah. Because I can?
Kazakhstan?
There, because I can, yeah.
Yeah. That was it.
The van passenger, yeah, cause I can.
I think that's kind of Swedish.
Okay. Are you saying like in a cool way, like my impression was pretty Swedish, dude?
Yeah,
Are
that
you
was
saying
sweet.
like I'm,
That was sweet-ish. You know what I mean?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Would you say it was pretty sweet, bro?
It was pretty Swedish.
Yeah.
My impressions, this is how American I am when I do any other nationality.
Yeah?
I'm like, I just visualize like a Muppet cliche of that like stereotypical character.
It's like John the puppet.
Because I
saying,
can, yeah. I am German. Don't blame me. I didn't vote for Hitler.
Understandably, I'm still stuck in that. Understandably, people aboard the regional train were shaken by the incident, but were
course.
able to continue their excursion as soon as the man was ejected. Did they throw him out like by the cello, like someone
Like,
else?
get him out.
You
All
throw-
right, on with the day.
Yeah, we are
Everything's
German.
fine.
We are German. We carry on. We move on. We don't let this ruin our day.
Hashtag keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. It is all about the here and the now.
I'm a German puppet and
When did Arnold Schwarzenegger get here?
I'm a German puppet and I'm just glad that I wasn't physically hurt. Nobody was harmed. It was only material objects that can be replaced.
Comrade, I'm Russian, not really German. I am spy. I am here to do research for
If
Trump
someone
campaign.
threw my guitar off of a moving train.
You'd be relieved, right? Because you're like, I don't have to practice with that shit anymore. People won't ask me if I know how to play and I won't have to disappoint them. Is that what you're thinking?
I would scissor kick him in the back of the head.
That was my second thought.
Yeah.
Our third story comes to you from Gary.
Indiana?
It just says Gary in all caps.
Gary, Indiana?
It's like Gary, Indiana. High on embalming fluid, man led cops on chase with kids in the car. Gary police say.
Wow.
A Gary man who was accused of leading. Who's accused?
Oh, Gary.
It's like that old movie with Jodie Foster, The Accused. A Gary man who was accused of leading police on a chase with 3 young children in the car. Shame on you. Award for being a shitty adult. Whether that's your kid or not, if you're going to go on a police chase,
Yeah.
do it while on LSD in your virtuality chamber inside your
Right.
basement
Right.
while playing Grand Theft Auto,
And
right?
leave the kids upstairs.
Leave the kids upstairs or in another room.
Or make sure they're
the-
at a friend's house.
Or I guess that's a good like public service announcement. If you're gonna do acid,
Right.
make sure your kids are having a sleepover at the other parent's house.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
All right. I'm sure you got a co-op or a church group. Leave them with the Andersons.
Yeah.
Drop a couple tabs, eat a couple shrooms, and play GTA. Don't do it in the 3D real video game
Yeah, Gary.
of life. No, it's not Gary. He's in Gary. That'd be funny if his name was Gary.
Gary
A Gary area, Indiana man named Gary was arrested. No, it's just that guy named Gary. Gary is accused of leading police on a chase with 3 young children in the car. Allegedly said he was going to, quote, kill the entire family, unquote. What a hacky thing to say, too. You never notice that? You're like, no wonder this guy's depressed. He's not creative.
Right.
He's not exercising his creative juices that all humans have. He
Right.
just came up with a cliche, kill the entire family. Did you come up with that one, or did you read that or watch that on like a Netflix special about a murderer,
Why
you
does
fucking
he
hack?
have to take the whole family down with his problems?
Right?
This is getting all like therapeutic. Listen, Gary.
I hope you're
If
listening, Gary. He's
Gary,
like, my
if
name's
you're
not
hearing
Gary.
me-
His name's not Gary. His name's Alvin Brooks. Upon being arrested, Alvin Brooks, 43, told Gary police officers, quote, he might as well die running, unquote. Well, then eat a bunch of cheeseburgers,
Right.
go to Zanku Chicken, and just scoop
Get
up
on the
all the
treadmill
garlic
if you want to
paste.
die running.
Yeah. Right? You want to die? Why take your kids with you? I don't.
Right.
What is people's fascination or obsession with killing their kids with them? It's like, let your kids figure out what they want to do.
Right. They have a choice in this.
Yeah. But also, like, don't kill yourself. You've got kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, just go get help or something.
Yeah. Which is like such a cliche thing to say, Chelsea.
Yeah. I
Just
mean,
go
I
get
don't
help
know.
or
Just
something.
like go do anything else.
No,
But
specifically
kill
tell them what to
yourself
do.
and your kids.
Download a couple Jordan Peterson podcasts and get your shit together.
Seriously.
Obviously, you've been through a lot.
He sounds like a lefty.
You've been through so much.
Brooks was charged with 3 counts of kidnapping, criminal recklessness, resisting law enforcement, and
Auto theft. They didn't charge him with just being a douchey dude?
Well, I'd hope not.
Can you imagine like seeing this guy in court and defending him as his lawyer and being like, all he did was have a little criminal recklessness, some auto thievery-ish.
I'm sure they're like, you know what? He's got some mental health. I would like to see him in a psychiatric ward instead of the jail. I guarantee that's what they did. I want to see the clip.
I'm not saying
that
that
I'm right.
And that might be the right thing to say. Hey, everybody wants to see the clip. I'm always like, hey, I can't even find the clip. Police say they responded to the intersection of 37th Avenue and Grant Street on Saturday after a concerned citizen reported a man driving recklessly with children in his vehicle. When officers arrived and approached the suspect's vehicle with their sirens and emergency lights on, Brooks drove away with the children in the backseat, court records allege. Those kids are probably going to have really cool personalities if they survive to adulthood.
This really grinds my gears, this story.
Does it get your goat?
I don't know what that means, but
It
I'm
means that
thinking
it grinds your
it
gears.
would. Yeah.
Getting your goat.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make
It
you
sounds
upset
about
when
right.
people do this with kids?
I'm pissed.
Like, if he didn't have kids in the car and he led them on a chase, I'd be just as bad because you're endangering other people in other cars.
Right.
Or like a kid walking on the side of the road
But
or
the
across
fact
the
that
street.
there's 3 young children in the back seat of this car, it breaks my heart.
Cry, cry, cry. We're chanting now.
Oh.
Cry, cry,
Cry on cue.
Cry, cry. You've got to let it out.
You've got to let it out, Letty.
Is that your Scottish?
Actually, I have no emotions
You've got
today.
to let it out. You've got no emotion today?
No, everything's fine.
When officers arrived in Brooks' gray 2016 Chevrolet Sonic. Whoa, he's got a 2016 Chevrolet and it still works. Wow.
It's a good
Impressive.
year.
There's a reason not to kill yourself and your kids right there.
It's a Chevy.
Yeah, I know. Get that on your blog post. Folks, I bought a 2016 Chevrolet. It's 2 years old and it still runs.
And it runs.
A reason to live.
And 3 kids fit in the back.
The chase eventually went eastbound on 35th Avenue when police noticed the front driver's side of the vehicle was traveling on a rim with the tire gone. At one point, all the driver's dashboard lights went on. His starter broke. His pistons stopped firing. His wheels fell off. Everything in the car fell apart. It was basically my joke because it's a Chevy. I used to have a
Yep.
Chevy.
Yep.
And just like the commercial, remember they used to use the Bob Seger song? Like a rock, ooh, like a rock. It is like a rock. It just sits in my driveway like a rock because you can't drive a rock.
And you can't push it.
Yeah, and you can take a rock to any mechanic and they're like, I actually don't know what's wrong with it, why it's not
Yeah,
driving because
yeah.
it's a rock.
Right. It's going to cost at least 10 grand.
The vehicle came to another stop on the 100 block of West 35th Avenue, and police say they struggled to remove Brooks from the vehicle. Officers found a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. No, I can't read.
Are you okay?
Officers, I'm like fucking freaking out that there's a bunch of kids in the
I
back of
know.
this guy's
I'm
car.
covering my mouth because I'm like so scared of what
Tell me it
I'm
doesn't
about
make
to
you
hear.
sad.
I'm so sad.
No, they're alive. Well, I haven't got to the end of the story, but I think it'd be the headlines if anything happened to these poor kids.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you can uncover your eyes and you
All
can
right.
stop your fake Hollywood bullshit.
It's like I'm like
crying.
watching a horror movie.
Yeah. Do you like watching horror movies?
It depends on the kind of horror movie. If it's like Ghost and stuff, I don't want to watch it.
Ghost, like
if
the
it's
movie
like-
with Whoopi Goldberg and Patrick Swayze. That movie
No,
is
like
amazing.
if it's like demon type deal of a movie, I can't
There are
watch
demons
it.
in the
But,
Ghost
like,
movie with Patrick Swayze and Demi
murder
Moore.
movies I can watch just fine.
I just don't even show me horror movies.
Yeah.
I watched
It's a lot to put in your mind.
when I was over here last week when we were recording Fantasy House.
Yeah.
I was in the other room talking to Roy, and he was cutting. Him and Del Mar and Adam were like cutting a horror movie with like someone down a hallway.
Yeah.
And like every time the lady turned the switch on, the lady would
No.
get closer.
No.
And like she turned the switch on, and it was like the booming scary music.
No.
And I have had that fucking haunting me for a week.
when you turn the lights off,
Shut up, Chelsea.
I don't like it.
It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, no,
and I
thank
just
you.
I didn't even watch it in a theater. I watched people editing it, like in
Right.
a, you know what I mean, like in a adult, like what do you call it, like a scenario of like we're not even trying to scare me in a theater. I'm watching them clicking on the
Yeah.
keyboard, and I still was like, dude, why are you guys doing this?
It sounds
Why are you making
terrifying.
this movie?
It sounds freaking
Yeah,
terrifying.
make a movie about like hockey and people
The
like
thing
a
is
lot of
about
jokes.
scary movies, like I like to sleep. I like to fall asleep. So
Yeah.
when I'm laying in bed,
And you turn the lights off.
too afraid to sleep.
Yeah,
then
that you're
I
going to turn the
start
lights on and there's going to be a
thinking that
demon over your
someone's
face.
standing behind me.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm
How does
like,
that? How does
this
that make
is the worst.
It doesn't make life better, but
No.
However, I just read a study that it actually does help a lot of people and it purges a lot of stuff and it makes their brain stronger in certain ways. So for them, God bless them. Good for you guys. As the suspect was detained by police, he told them, "I just wanted everyone to die," and that quote, "I stopped, but thought I had a warrant and might as well die running." Can you imagine?
So does he think that he's God?
No.
Controlling others' deaths and his own?
What he's saying is like he thought he was going to get arrested, and he's like, we might as well die. How crazy is that? Like, how like if you have a warrant out, like that you're going to kill your kids, and let's say you were by yourself and you were just going to physically run on foot from police, is it really better to die than just like go to jail for a little bit, like go to rehab, like what?
That is one sick man.
You know what I mean? Like WTF with Mark Maron's going through your head that you're like willing to just die because like it's something it'll get solved.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not thinking straight.
Literally running away
This
from
guy,
his problems.
he needs a robot tutor that can stay with him for like the next 5 years and help him grow.
Yeah.
He needs to be Clockwork Oranged with like 2 weeks of Mr. Rogers on like just repeat.
You know what I hope he sees?
What?
Ultimately?
The
Reality.
Ultimate reality?
Ultimately, I hope he sees reality.
That's very vague though. He might hear that and think, "Oh yeah, I should die because I'm going to go meet reality."
No, the reality of his situation is that he fucked up and he should deal with it and face it.
The vehicle came to another stop in the 100 block of West 35th Avenue, and police said they struggled to remove Brooks from the vehicle, which is always a funny fucking sentence right there. You can imagine like trying to pull a belligerent asshole out of a vehicle, like
Yeah.
and you
And
know,
he's like, no,
and the police are like just like banging his heads and arms into things, like, "Get!"
I'm not going.
Do you ever see them do that to someone and you're like, yeah, I don't want the police to be brutal, but like sometimes you're like,
They got to use the
like
force.
that guy's being a dick. Like,
Right.
what else do you want them to do? Like he's risking everyone's
literally
life.
resisting arrest.
Yeah, like, like I've seen my friends like get pulled down like
Yeah.
that. My friend Dave used to get into a lot of trouble with the cops,
Yeah.
and I've seen them like slam him down. I'm like, well, Dave is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That like when he should have just like listened right there and been like, all right, you
Dave,
guys win.
That's what you get, buddy.
No, you're gonna have to kill me. Like, well, I'm not gonna kill you, but I am going to have to drag you kicking and screaming.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it, bud. You signed on the dotted line, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Officers found a 7-year-old and 2 4-year-old children in the back seat. The children were cold, hysterical, crying, and very afraid. The police report says that's very sad.
Were they wearing coats?
Chelsea? They were crying because they were in
God.
shock, and I don't know if Brooks is
Right,
their
but
dad
Gary,
or what.
Indiana is freezing right
That's
now.
actually a great point. Brooks allegedly told the police he had been using Woo, a street name. Oh, I thought that they were saying Woo. It was just Woo, a street name
That's the
for
name of the
it's,
drug.
it's quoted too. A street.
Stop.
Oh no, Woo's the name of the drug. A street name for embalming fluid to get high. So this guy's high out of his
What?
mind. Brooks said he thought that an active warrant was pending for his arrest. Please. Oh, dude.
Hold on. He got high on embalming fluid that goes into deceased people?
Yeah, they've been doing that for years. I think they used to call it Sherm stick. But
I hate
Woo
that.
might be yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that there's drugs in our society that drive people to like these
That's
levels of
cringy.
insanity. Like I'm all for legalizing drugs like weed and whatever else, you know?
Yeah.
But like stuff like this, you're just like it's like the bath salt thing where it's like, man,
Right.
like who's buying that? Who's heard good
Yeah.
stories about these?
Do they just want to die sooner, maybe?
Every time you hear about someone like smoking Sherm stick, you're like, their stories are horrific. And you're like, and it melted part of your brain away. Huh. Oh yeah, I'll take 2 ounces or 2 grams, however you buy it. I'll take 2 vials of it. Like it's just, I don't get it. It's like heroin. Whenever like musicians get into it, like anybody ever hear of every musician that got into it that it ruined their life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
a lot of the 27 Club.
my friends that got into meth when we were in like school age, like high school or whatever. You know, like I grew up in Inland Empire. There were kids that got into meth. I was like, how are you guys getting into this? Like we're the same age, and I'm like, everyone we know that's got into this has wrecked their life.
Oh, yeah. Don't go to Florida then.
How have you? That is actually the motto for this show. Don't go to Florida
Go
then.
to Florida.
Then.
I used to live there.
The 7-year-old directed police to a home where of a relative who had been babysitting the children prior to the incident. The relative told police Brooks did not have permission to take the children away from her residence in the vehicle, a Chevrolet Sonic, which is registered to the relative's name. A woman said Brooks is the children's great uncle. Oh, it's not.
It's not even his kids.
Dude, if that was my kids, I would fucking murder Brooks.
Listen, Aunt Linda
right?
Must be pissed.
I would fucking kill Brooks. Two mothers of the children came to get them and told the officers Brooks did not have permission to take them from their relative's residence. The 7-year-old said Brooks had, quote, threatened to kill everyone, according to court records. The relative said that she called the children's mothers, who began trying to locate the children when she realized they were no longer there. It's just a note to self, right? The note to all of our listeners. If you got a crazy relative,
Don't let him in.
yeah, don't let them know where you live.
Yeah.
Like, got no room for you in my life, dog.
Yeah,
Smoking that
bye.
sherm stick. Do it somewhere else, dick.
Separate yourself from that one.
You know what I'm saying, dog? One witness told police the vehicle Brooks was traveling in was swerving and almost hit his vehicle in the 3700 block of Grant Street in Grant in Gary, which sounds like a really hot gay porn. The witness said that he also saw Brooks almost hit a pole and then drive it zigzag pattern in the northbound and southbound traffic. In all fairness, it is a 2016 Chevrolet.
Did this guy
so
think
it
he
could
was
be
running
missing
away from
alignment.
alligators, or what's up with that?
Oh, because it's
Running in a zigzag?
That's very clever of you. That is
you.
how you do it. Now, if he pissed all over the car, I'd be like, did he think that the car just got stung by a jellyfish? With other vehicles having to stop to avoid hitting Brooks' car. The witness said he called police out of fear for the children and Brooks' safety. Brooks was arrested Saturday and was in custody in the Lake County Jail as of Wednesday evening. That's all we know.
So his name is Brooks.
Brooks?
What I want to know is what happened with Brooks that led him to this insanity. I want to know what his child life was like.
I don't know what Brooks' life was like.
I want to know.
I do too. That's generally actually when we do our traditional crime episodes. That's one of my favorite things that Slayton does at the beginning of the story.
backstory, right?
Is he goes like, blah 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 was born in 1923 in so and so, most likely Florida, and then we hear
most
all about
likely Florida,
and then we hear
sure.
all about like their upbringing and how just because like no matter how hard the parents tried, like an old Merle Haggard
They were
song,
still in
They
Tallahassee.
were from
Yep,
Florida,
yep,
and
I
the
got
kid
it.
was bound to be a fuck up.
Right.
Sorry, mom, and sorry, Florida listeners.
But not really.
It's rude of me. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it. But unless it's about Florida, say it on your podcast.
Right.
It's only been 2 days until I'm going to read our next story. It's only been 2 seconds till I messed up right there. I'm John Shefsky. This is Crime News, and our next story comes from Natalie Stone. And you guys are going to love this one. Are you fans of Jersey Shore?
Jersey Shore.
Then you're going to love this one. Jersey, it's like the northern Florida of America.
Yeah, I'd say that.
It's been 2 days since Mike the Situation Sorrentino reported to prison, but he's already received an overwhelming amount of support from his extended Jersey Shore family. In two tweets shared Thursday by Sorrentino's family, Lauren Pesky.
Who's that?
Lauren Pesky.
Is that his woman or whatever?
It just said, yes, it's his wife, Lauren Pesky.
Oh, okay. Wait, why is he going to jail?
I'm not sure, but that was another article. We actually did the article recently on Crime News, and I don't remember why he went to jail, but probably just
drugs.
Probably for just being a bro that maybe global warming because
It's got to be drugs.
all the stuff he puts on his body and hair.
Or the fact that he calls himself the Situation is reason enough to go to jail.
Listen, if you want to divorce him, then go change your name to Lauren Pesky and divorce him because he calls himself the Pescatarian. Or the Situation, right? Is that what he calls himself? He calls himself the Pescatarian.
The Situation.
Well, I guess when he goes down on his wife, he is. On Twitter account, the new bride said that her husband is, quote, doing great since the beginning of his sentence behind bars. Yeah, 2 days after he's been in there.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Yeah, talk to the Situation in 4 days when he's like, we got a situation here. I want out.
We got a situation here.
Yeah, he's going to be like Harlan Williams in Half Baked, right? How long do you think you'll last? 6:30.
Oh, God.
Hi, everyone. Oh, this is a quote. Hi, everyone. It's Lauren. Mike would like to thank all of his fans. Oh, I should actually probably do it in her voice. Or do you want to do it in his voice? All right, you read it because you do the best Italian voice ever.
Okay.
So read what Lauren
you're so organized.
Pesky does.
Hi, everyone. It's Lauren. Mike would like to thank all of his fans worldwide for the unbelievable outpouring of love and support. We speak every day, and he's doing great.
Did you say we speak? That's a cute way of saying speaking. No, she probably did say
speak every day, and
honey,
he's doing
I'm going to speak to you later.
He received thousands of letters. He won't be able to respond. To everyone, but wanted to express his gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you from the both of us. It's truly heartwarming to have this support during this time. Lots of love, Michael and Lauren Sorrentino.
That was fucking beautiful.
Thank you.
Hey, this is the situation. I'm just making a guest appearance over here on the CRiiiME News fucking podcast. And, since I'm a real Italian and, I'm going to read this story right here. I'm going to read the tweet that my wife wrote. My wife, I love you, Lauren Pensky. Oh, Lauren Pescato. Oh, Lauren Pistachio ice cream. Buca de Beppe. Here it goes.
Pistachios.
Tweet. Hey, hi, everyone. It's fucking Lauren. Mike would like to thank all of his fans. That's me. I'm Mike. But I usually say the situation. But she wrote the day. Adrian. All right, let's do the next story.
You got a situation.
It's an Italian situation. It's an Italian situation.
Now I want prosciutto.
Our final story comes to us from about a former NFL player. We're going to find out where this is. I'm not sure exactly yet, but once I read the story, I'm sure I'll know. Former NFL player beats up a man who was allegedly masturbating outside daughter's window.
Ew.
This story comes from Harriet Sockman Sewer. It's a really hilarious last name for someone who wrote an article.
Hi, I'm Harriet. Harriet Sockman Sewer.
Hi, Harriet.
Don't you just smell like
Is
sewer
that your
fumes when you
name
talk to
on
her?
purpose?
Sockman Sewer? I punched a Persian guy once. I socked men sewer. Bro, why do you punch me?
Because my last name, it's Sockman Sewer. Harriet Sockman Sewer, where the Ninja Turtles live.
Oh, yes.
When ex-NFL player Tony Beckham left his Florida home...
Florida! Dude, all right. Oh.
I love Florida. I love the internet. The only difference is I'm willing to hang out on the internet. When ex-NFL player Tony Beckham left his Florida home Monday morning, he says he encountered a disturbing sight. And there's a colon right here, the punctuation colon. A man, that would be a disturbing sight though if you left your house. Like, that's just a colon sitting there.
It's just a colon?
Where's the rest of the person?
I didn't ask for this.
Is it a person? Is it just some form of there's a colon. I don't know if it's a biological organism of some kind. There's a colon.
Is it a semicolon or
that's
an
even
actual
worse.
colon?
Unless the cut was clean. A man was allegedly peering into his teenage daughter's bedroom window and masturbating, he told local station. Quote, here's a quote from the football guy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this for fucking real? The former NFL 40 told... Would he say it like that? I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this for fucking real?
He sounds enraged.
The former NFL player 40 told the station, I thought I was getting punked.
Oh, yeah. Ashton Kutcher was like, you know what? This is the guy we're going to do the pilot episode on for sure.
That's a new level of punk. Someone masturbating. I'd be like, I don't know what station you plan on having that on.
Yeah.
And this guy is he's an ex-NFL player. So it's like, you're going to go masturbate in front of the bedroom of a daughter of a guy who clearly owns 20 car dealerships.
Mm-hmm.
It took a moment for Beckham to realize that what the man was allegedly doing, that's happened to me. I've been riding my bike.
Do you know who my cousin is?
I was riding my bike through Santa Monica, like coasting through one day. And in an apartment, there was a bum looking through a window, just rubbing one out.
No.
It took me a second. I didn't know what he was doing.
Did you stop him?
I was riding my bike with my friend Adam, and by the time we realized it, we was like, dude, what was that? And then we turned around to go back, and he was gone because he probably saw us notice him. But it was weird. Like my brain, when you see someone do something you don't ever see publicly,
it takes a second. Creepy.
Oh yeah, dude. But he was a bum, so he obviously had some screws loose in his head.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's not responsible for what he was doing, but he's crazy. So who knows? But for me, as a person witnessing it, I didn't know what I was seeing because I had never seen that before. Just outside. I'd seen someone at a party once. Some guy whipped his dick out, started jacking off while we were all just drinking beers. We're like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you.
I don't even think I said anything. I think I just it was I looked down, did a double take. I was like, I slowly walked backwards away from it, and then went and told another group of people do you guys see what's going on over there? Is that because you're a kid, you don't know? Is that normal?
Yeah. What's this guy doing? I would just put an end to it right there. I'm like, no, thank you.
But you don't have words. So when I rode by that bum that was doing it, I swear, it took me more than a double take. I was like, wait, what was that? A dude from another dimension trying to start his car? What's happening right there?
Dude,
it tripped me out.
I get it being frozen. That happened to me the other day. It was nonsense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Someone just picked up Bodie. This big creepy man in 7-Eleven just picked up Bodie after some creepy stares at myself. And then he just picks up my dog.
Are you serious?
Who are you? Who just picks up someone's dog?
But you know how to defend yourself, right? You know about nut kicking and stabbing, and you have a keychain with one of those cats on it.
Well, I now have pepper spray in my purse.
You need the keychain with the cat too.
I told this to Roy last night, and I was like, I was frozen. I was ready to punch him if something happened. And you know what he said to me? He's like, See, the thing is, when he looked at you creepily, it already happened. It already started happening.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I was like preparing myself for whatever could happen, not even realizing like, oh, I'm already in it.
What happened
Do you know
like
what I mean?
after? So he's holding the dog and you're staring.
And
at
he's
what
like kissing Bodhi and then smiling at me. And so I'm like,
like you didn't even know what to do.
no. Like I was frozen. I was so uncomfortable. And I was
Let my
like,
dog
this
go.
sucks right now.
Let
like,
my dog go.
if you hurt my dog right now,
I'm gonna kill you.
I will jump you.
Yeah.
And he's
what happened?
big.
What
so
happened?
I was like scared, right? Then he like sets Bodhi back down.
While
Bodhi-
still staring at you or what?
Yeah. And then just like stood there smiling at me.
What did this guy look like?
Like large.
That's not really a good
dirty, like dirty.
Like
for
what's
sure.
large? I mean, I have a friend who's 4 feet tall, so
Like
I'm
tall
large.
and big. Do you
What's
know
tall?
what I mean?
Like 6 feet tall, 7 feet tall?
I'm short, so like way up on a different height than I am.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Just up there.
Okay.
Like over 6.
Was he muscular? Was he fat? Was he a lumberjack? Was he a basketball player? Was he a
Fat,
gun toting
round,
cowboy?
and tall. Big. He's a big guy.
Okay.
He's a big man.
What
And so-
nationality was he?
white.
He was a white,
Yeah.
big, tall man with like what color hair?
Gray.
What color eyes?
I don't know.
He gray hair. So he was
Yeah.
old enough to know better for shizzle.
Yeah. And he had like these like abrasions all over his skin.
Also, he's probably tweaked out.
Oh,
He's
probably.
probably tweaked out
So
of doing,
I was like,
doing woo.
oh, he was probably doing woo.
Was there anyone else in there with you?
The clerk.
And what did the clerk
And then
do?
the rest of the
What did the
line.
clerk do?
So this
Oh, the
dude-
line saw it too?
Yeah.
Was the line full of like other people that were like...
There was like 2 people behind me, and I was next. So he already cashed out, and now he's just standing there, holding up the line, blocking the register, and
holding your dog.
performing this,
holding your family member.
holding my dog, set her down, continue to stare at me for like many seconds, and so I'm like, I don't know what to do in this moment. So then he walks out to his car, and then he just starts his car and stares from his car. So I'm like, oh, I forgot something. I'm like, gonna.
So you just
go
stayed in the
circle
7-Eleven
this-
until he left?
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
So creepy. And that guy's out there probably terrorizing someone else right now.
That's what
And
Roy
and
said.
hoping he's not
I
like
should
doing
have
worse.
spoken up, but I didn't. So next time I'm aware of like, oh, it's already happening, and I can be more prepared instead of freezing up. So if anyone's listening, don't freeze up. Be prepared.
Well,
Use
we
your
always talk about
voice.
this on the show. Like
Use your voice.
whoever you are, man, woman, child, adult,
Yeah.
transgender, whatever you are, like learn how to defend yourself.
Right.
Get your shit together. Learn how to defend yourself. Your life is worth like
I
defending.
am almost an orange belt.
Yeah. See, I don't know what that means.
I'm still a white belt. That's what that means.
You can say that again.
Yes.
But honestly, like learn how to defend yourself, guys.
Yeah.
It's part of your right as a human being is
No
to like
joke.
your outcome. That's like what a lot of Second Amendment people talk about. Like your right to defend your life, however you
Right,
see.
right.
I'm not telling you everyone to get guns if you're not comfortable with it. I'm just saying like get the pepper spray, get that little cat knuckle thing, and not just get those things because they'll get used against you if you don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
You learn how to defend yourself.
My grandpa gave me a gun once. I gave it back to him because I didn't know
yeah.
how to even.
like it requires a little bit more
have it
training
to
than
be
just
in my
like pull it
car.
out and shoot it like you're
He's
in the
like,
movies.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, it's something that
it
you
doesn't even have a safety, and it's going to be in my car. No, thank you.
Practice your moves regularly, like every
We're
week.
all from
You
Ohio, so it's like hunting and guns and
That's great.
fishing
I'm
and
all for
alcohol.
it. I'm all for it. I'm just saying, like, don't just hand people a weapon. Like, and be
Right.
like, defend yourself. It's like
I didn't know what to do
every
with
week. Every week, study your shit. Figure out how to
Yeah.
do it, and just be. It's your responsibility as a human to protect yourself and those other people in line. Hopefully, one of them were strong and able to do it because it's also a responsibility as a citizen to fucking stand up for know
Right.
your fellow citizens when someone terrifying is
Yeah, that sucked.
that's crazy.
I didn't like any of that.
It took a moment for Beckham to realize what the man was allegedly doing. Subsequently, he yelled at the suspect, who police have identified as Jeffrey Cassidy, 48, according to the spokesperson from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, who tells People magazine that the man
Beach.
tried to flee from Beckham's home. But Beckham, a former cornerback, is that a position in football, a cornerback?
A cornerback?
Yeah. Is that a misspell? or-
Quarterback or cornerback?
It says cornerback. I guess they have those in football.
Huh.
This
Maybe
is
he's on one of the
This is where I come
corners.
out of the closet to all the listeners of crime. They're like, "Oh, John, you don't understand football? You're a man in
I
America."
only understand basketball. That's all.
Yeah, basketball's easy. It's like hockey or soccer. It's like there's
I
nets.
love basketball.
There's
I played
nets.
for 12 years.
There's nets.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the only good sport.
Well, you didn't use any of your basketball skills with that tall dude holding your dog.
I know.
You should have dunked on that motherfucker.
I know.
You know
I
what I'm
should
saying?
have at least gone in for a layup.
But Beckham, a former quarterback from the Detroit Lions and Tennessee Titans, chased down the suspect. He cryptically told WBPF he had, quote, a good conversation with the man, which is,
So the cornerback had a good conversation with the masturbator?
yeah, and listen to the rest of the article.
conversation.
Who, according to the network, suffered broken bones in his face. Quote, I'm sorry that it happened to me. I'm sorry that it happened to him. Beckham said, quote, because he's never going to do that again on this side of town. Good for you, Beckham.
Yes, you tell him.
Bend it, break it like Beckham.
Yeah.
Well, mugshot of Cassidy, who was arrested for lewd and lascivious behavior with the victim younger than 16 years old, according to sheriff's office spokesperson, shows him with a black eye, bruises on his face, and a cut lip. Beckham's wife told WBPF that when she came outside, she found her husband holding Cassidy to the ground, prompting her to call 911. The afternoon after the incident, she said she changed the blinds in her family's home.
Atta girl.
Was this
Take
whole
an
article?
initiative.
This whole article was a Closet World 1-800-BLINDS.
It was only to sell blinds.
How funny would that be for a Closet World or a blinds commercial?
Sponsored by
Yeah. We'll come out to your home for a free quote. And like the
Palm
commercial's
Beach, Florida Homes.
it's got a guy jacking off out front of your window, like time for some new blinds.
Yeah.
Hats off to that's about the coolest thing Beckham ever did. I don't care how many touchdowns he threw or whatever they do. And
Or whatever they did on the corner. Or
whatever he did as a cornerback or slapping his buddy's butts.
Just protecting that corner.
Yeah.
Getting that edge.
Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3, Al Bundy,
Block.
Polk High. Yeah, I'm so bad at football. Although
don't know.
football is coming on Sunday. What do you call it? Rams?
The Super Bowl.
Dude, I like football just because of Super Bowl parties, because I like pizza.
I'm going to be making some food.
Buffalo wings. But honestly, I'm celebrating Beckham, dude. Break it like Beckham. That's what I'm saying, dog.
Yeah. Is he playing in the Super Bowl or? Oh, no, he's retired.
He's 40. He's retired. 40 in football is like 80 for the rest of us. Like,
Really?
do you see what they do to each other? There's like 250 pounds of solid muscle dudes running
I'm
like
sure they get a
bullets
lot
down
of
the fucking field.
concussions.
Yeah. Even if you're not in a position that's getting concussions all the time, like you have to be young, dumb, and full of meat.
It's got to be
muscle.
hard on the knees.
You gotta be-
They
oh.
got to go to Maroney's or Maloney's or whatever it's called.
Oh, Milan?
Yep.
In Pasadena?
Milano's.
Well, this guy's in Florida, so they probably don't have cobblers. They probably don't get their shoes
Well,
repaired
you
in
know what?
Florida.
He sounds like he can afford to come to LA.
They probably just like take footballs, cut them open, and put their feet into those for their shoes. It's
for
Florida.
sure.
Right? And they duct tape
They
around
just
them?
can't let their old life go.
No offense, Tony Beckham. Hats off to you, sir. Helmets off to you. Pat on the butt.
Protect thy loved ones.
Protect your family and protect your whole neighborhood so that guy doesn't come back again, man.
No joke.
And hopefully the police in Florida lock that guy up and get him some psychological care. And hopefully you guys learn from Chelsea's situation by you're going to get pepper spray and you're going to learn how to use it and you're going to
Yes.
learn some self-defense techniques. You know?
Yes.
Joe Rogan that shit. Do some jujitsu. Or do what I do. Do Jewish jitsu. Have the police on speed dial. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Yes.
You guys have a great day. We love you. Be silly. Have fun. Sorry, Mom. Join the Patreon, guys. Where can they find you, Chelsea?
Oh, Facebook, Instagram, Chelsea Mee.
Facebook, Instagram, Chelsea Mee.
Yes, that is a me.
How do you spell it? Spell your name.
CHELSEA space M as in Mary. E. That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay, guys. Hit her up. Hit Chelsea up. Follow her. Wait, what's your podcast called?
Oh, me and Marcus. You
Where
can
can they
find
listen
it
to it?
anywhere that a podcast is listened to.
I was going to say, plug your podcast. Our listeners
iTunes,
are freaking
Spotify,
amazing.
anywhere else.
I'm telling you guys, the crime listeners, you guys are the best. I love you guys. I can't tell you how much I appreciate Patreon subscribers. You guys have been awesome. Claire, thanks for joining over in the UK. We'll get you those stickers. We'll figure out a way to ship those motherfucking stickers out to
Yes.
you. Dude, it's just been awesome. Alicia Hodges, you're the best. That's Mr. Daddy Bird, Paul.
Shout out.
Paul was in the hospital. Get well soon.
Get well soon, Paul.
Dude, we've had a few Pauls in the hospital. All of you Pauls get better.
Dang.
Seriously.
Pray for the Pauls.
You guys pray for the Pauls, dog. There's a hashtag for you guys. Seriously, guys. Love you guys. Peace out. Be silly. Have fun.
Bye.
Oh yeah, guys. Don't forget to go on iTunes. Give us a 5-star review.
Yeah.
5-star it and write a good review, dude.
It helps.
Write a good review. My grandma's gonna read them. Like write about Flo. Write a review about Flo, please. Yes. And click the share button. Take one of your fingers, just one of your fingers, and put it in your butthole. Now take your other finger and click the share button on your phone or on your computer or whatever. Share this with one person. Thank you guys so much for helping us grow, helping us do this. And I love you guys. Be silly. Have fun.